So welcome back to the forest of PSR Pines here in Deer Hunting Camp. We are back for yet another season, and right now, we're actually in the scouting phase, but yesterday, the game received a small update, and I'm going to go ahead and throw all the changes on screen. We have less frequency for buck hunting, and we noticed in the rut in the last video, it was a little bit excessive. There's a fix for deer getting stuck in trees, which we saw a couple of times, so glad to see that's going to be resolved, and also, fixed the deformity in the 9-point antlers. That was that big buck we shot the very first one of the last video. So all that stuff we actually encountered in our last hunt, that's all going to be fixed. And also more responsive mouse control. So looking forward to seeing how all this stuff plays out, specifically like what the rut is going to be like now that some of that grunting behavior is going to be toned down. Now you may be wondering, why PSR Pines again? This was the map where we were last time when we shot our biggest buck ever. And I mean, the reason is, frankly, we don't have a 200, we have a 199, but we came close here. I figured this is the best place to have a chance, and we still haven't gone 6 for 6 with fill and buck tags. We've been 5 for 6 so many times, but this just feels like the place, if we're ever going to do it, it's likely to be here. Just notice, by the way, there is a deer in the soybeans already as we set up stands and stuff, but looks like this trail runs right into the plot, so that should be a pretty good spot, and you always got to check. I wonder, is there a trail on the other end that we can't see? There's a massive shed on the way over. We'll take that. And you did see there, like, while we were going over the changes and stuff, we've set up 2 trail cameras already. I like one in the plot if we don't need 5 different ones on trails. I bet, though, there's a trail somewhere over here. It's just that it blends in with the pine texture. There you go, right there. Trail coming in, and is where that doe was. Like, that was one of the things that made me think we should go check over here. So we'll put a trail camera on that, and then we get a stand right there in that tree. That covers both. And this just goes right back to why we're on PSR Pines. Again, a map that we've hunted so many times. Because the deer trails are in different locations every single season, it feels like a new experience. You got to figure out where they're using the area, how they're entering the food plot, where to best set up. And it keeps the map feeling fresh. So I like the looks of that. Could be a good rifle stand too. And then generally with these, especially again if they're in that like pine area where you just can't see where the trail goes, we'll just walk these out, or in this case, probably ride it out, just so we can go and get the other stand as well. Got another shed on our way back. Another fairly decent one. So far what I've noticed, the new racks, I haven't seen any sheds from those, so I don't know if those have been added. It'd be really cool to find a shed from that 200 rack buck. But so far it looks like the big 6 points and like the average 8 points are the main ones that are around. You can see we have one of each of those up there on the shed now, so I guess we didn't quite park close enough, but we'll grab that last ladder stand. Got another shed on our way in. That's that kind of big 12-point rack again. And typically, if we can't find another trail, which I'll give it another look, but I don't see that there's any others coming into the plot anywhere, what I'll just do is put a stand on the opposite end. Again, maybe a potential rifle stand. As we hunt it and see where deer like to come into the plot, we might decide that's a good idea to be over there. So we shall see if we end up wanting to hunt here or not. But we have one more camera to place, and I really can't help but feel like there's probably another trail on the far west side of the map that we just can't see due to the pine texture. So gonna just walk it. If we don't find anything, we'll slap a camera somewhere and get on into archery season. So we didn't end up cutting any more deer trails. This is one that we already do have a camera at the intersection, but I don't know, maybe it's not a bad idea to have a camera over on this end, so we will do that. And we're back to the kind of old system we've done. 2 archery hunts, 2 black powder, and 2 rifle. And we'll be on to the first day of archery now. There's a deer bedded right there, and we just kicked up a doe? I can't believe it's still just sitting there. What is it? Oh my. I can't believe we couldn't see the antlers. Literally, we could have just shot it. We've had deer bed a little further up, usually not right there. He ran for the plot. I mean, maybe we'll get a shot at him. So there is a thing, and the wind matters pretty much primarily when you're on the ground. And I always thought this was a static animation, but if you watch, there, that powder's going forward. It looked like it went back at us, but our wind is going to be blowing towards the plot. That may have been why one tiny movement jumped that buck up. Is he standing right there? There's a deer there. Yeah, it didn't go far. Well, we better get moving, try to get out and around him and jump in our stand. Stand should be kind of down this way, so it could work. Man, there's a little forky bedded right there. It's so rare we get to see... Is that even a forky? Oh yeah, it is. His antlers just blend in really good with the grass. It's so rare we get to see him bedded like that. And if you're moving real slow, like, you can get pretty darn close. I've said this so many times. I think still hunting could absolutely be done in this game, but I certainly prefer it from the stands when it comes to big bucks. I mean, we tried that with the black powder. I think I'd rather be in a stand. So we've gotten up here. I can't see that big 12 that we jumped up, but last that we saw him, he would have been like kind of back in there. So we're just gonna hit a grunt. Probably gonna keep an eye on trail cameras as best we can. And we're probably a little later getting in the stand than we typically are. A lot of times there's deer in this plot by now, but frankly, the fact that we were seeing them all bedded down, I'm not surprised that there's nothing here yet. There's a forky. I kind of doubt it's the one that we saw. We got around him. He didn't spook. Oh, and that's our good buck. That trail, if he's following that forky, he might just come right under the stand. I thought I might have heard something else too, but we'll keep an eye back that way. Kind of see what he does. We have not killed a buck of that size with a bow yet, and I'd love for this to be the time to do it. Gonna just hit another grunt on the off chance that gets him coming this way. Looks like he's moving away for now, but it's certainly gonna be the target for this hunt. And it begins. He's probably in bow range of that other stand we hung, but we just spooked him getting to it. But he's just out there feeding. Just gotta hope he eventually decides to move this way. Man, it ain't the 200 rack, but that is an awesome looking deer. Look at the body size difference. There's a doe on the right. You can barely see it compared to the buck. It's actually kind of neat to see that. I don't know if there is any form of, like, you know, a size difference. Is one doe gonna be a different size than the other? I mean, it looks like a fawn next to him. There's definitely a size difference in bucks. So there could be the fact that he's just, you know, a big mature buck. Looking right at us. I wish he'd just walk right at us instead. I think he might be done feeding. Oh boy. Alright, this might happen fast. Let's get the grunt call so we can stop him. Because if he's gonna trot all the way by us, it might be the only way we do it right before he breaks the road. Oh. Might not need it. We're definitely keeping that equipped. Because if he goes to trot like that again, we could be in trouble. I feel like he's just on edge. Like more than most deer tend to be. He's going for the road though. Don't think we need the grunt call. Let's come to full draw here. I think we're gonna let him go all the way down onto the road. Might as well if he's gonna do it. He's quartering a little bit, which makes it a little better. Just stick that right in there next to the neck. That is easily our biggest archery kill ever. And we literally bumped him at like 3 yards. To start this hunt with the UTV, look at the size of that guy. Looks like the arrow popped back out, but those shots where you keep him up high, like around the neck or the shoulder, typically it's a drop shot. You see where it entered? That is pretty darn cool. First, really big bow buck. With that 9-point that I talked about at the beginning of the video, that was like 141, 143. That was our prior best. This will beat that by a good bit. Now here's the thing. It has been one of our archery hunts literally every season where we've been prevented from going 6 for 6. We've just about struck gold here with our first, being basically the second biggest rack you can get. I'm not gonna lie, if a forkhorn comes under our stand first thing this next hunt, we might kill it. I am curious too, like, what this guy's gonna weigh, because he looked enormous out there next to the doe. He's not a 200-pounder, 185 and 170 inches. Pretty darn good buck, 170. Makes like a nearly 30-inch improvement to our PB bow buck. And this only getting this season kicked off. Let's see what else is in store. We got one more day of archery, and like I said, I don't think we're going to be picky. Unless we see a really good one, who knows, maybe right out of its bed. We just got in the stand. I hear something. A doe just running through. I don't know if we spooked her or not, but I figured we'd check the wind just to kind of see. Really good wind this time. Kind of going down towards where that doe went, but shouldn't really be deer there as there's a deer standing there. Did that just stand up? I don't think that's the one that we just saw run. Anyway, We got in here, minus that one that was right under the stand, I guess. Didn't bump anything. I don't know if that's good or bad, considering last time it worked out really well, but gonna have the trail cameras keep an eye on that. And I think we might just kill the first buck that comes by, and I see over on the other end, that is a buck. Actually, a little better than a forky. I think it's that new 7-point rack. I think we have gotten one of them, but wouldn't mind getting him if he comes by. Oh boy, alright, that forky's trotting our way. I can still see, we just jumped the fence back there, that 7-point. He isn't showing a lot of interest in coming this way. There's another deer? That's a doe. He's trotting right under the stand. This could easily be something I regret, but we're at least gonna wait a little bit. Oh, I just saw him jump the fence again. You know what? Changed my mind, I think. Might just do this. I don't love that he didn't drop, but I don't see why that wouldn't be a good shot. Watch, see where he goes. Thank goodness he's not going towards the fence. Oh. Oh my god. No way. That might... that might be a 200. I don't know if you get penalized for this. I've never done it. You can shoot 2 deer. You can only, like, bring one back to camp. I can't believe he didn't just spook. What the heck? Okay. He's kind of coming our way. I sure hope we get a chance. And I really hope it doesn't screw something up. I just don't know what happens. Look at the size of that. Big, almost like bone white rack. Oh, what? Did he wind us? He shouldn't have. I wonder if all the deer... Did he stop? I think he stopped. Yeah, he's still standing there. What the heck caused that? Will we get a second chance at this? He's kind of cruising through the woods right there. Hopefully he'll just hit this trail and come under the stand. That other buck's dead. Kind of exactly where he's walking towards. And I wondered if it was the dead deer that spooked him. Oh, he is kind of coming our way. This might get real interesting. He's not... I don't even know that there's a trail there. So I don't know exactly what he's going to do. Just need him to get like a little bit closer. That's just too far. He's kind of getting a little bit away from us too. Come on, just come back this way. I think I just saw his tail go up. And he's kind of scooting away again. I don't know why. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. He's right there. Okay, he crossed the fence and he's coming back through this way. Okay. This might actually happen. See his legs coming through. Let's get the full draw here. I don't know how exactly we're going to do this, but kind of quartering a bit. We need to be careful of. I'm going to let him get as close as he will, because he could wheel and jump the fence. Probably go for a high shot. Dropped him right there. What the heck? Look at that. That looks incredible. That's the second time we've shot the 200 rack. Maybe this one actually goes 200. Literally at point blank. We had just shot a little forky and just about ended our hunt when this guy was walking in. I swear somehow, like, they look the absolute best where they fall. We can drag them, we can get better screenshots, and we will attempt to, but somehow just the way they drop always looks better than anything we can ever get. I love that. That, like, bladed brow on his left side, we just did it with a bow. I mean, that is just insane. You can see he's almost got like a busted end of that G3. Does the other one look like that? No, I'd say that's very much intentional. This, like, it's such a good looking rack, and we almost let it get away entirely. But got him drug out here. I think that's an excellent angle for a screenshot, so we'll probably call that good. We'll go and get him in the UTV, and man, we are set up for this to not only be our 6 for 6 here. It could happen, but also we're well on our way to having our most inches of antler ever. I mean, we have a 170 and gonna be pushing 200, if not over as well. And I want to show you something here too, as we come up here and do this. I noticed this on the trail camera when I was trying to see where he ended up. There's the one that we shot first, dropped right in front of it, and luckily, this guy happened to be passing through. So we're gonna throw him in the bed of the UTV, just looks incredible there as well. Let's go see, do we have a 200-inch archery buck? And of all the ways to finally fill all of our archery tags in one season, where we've actually shot 3 deer. That's a huge deer, 205 inches, 222 pounds. Are you serious? Our first 200 is with a bow. We never killed a good buck with a bow. Then we get a 170, and then a 205 the very next hunt, and a 220-pound behemoth of a deer too. And we almost tagged like a 70-inch forkhorn. What the heck? So many times I've passed forkhorns thinking, nah, there's something bigger. Finally decided we're gonna just go for it today, and we end up killing a different deer anyway. And almost was a terrible decision. 205. That's amazing. I'm gonna try to get a screenshot that somehow shows the deer and the inches. Oh, that's gonna happen. I mean, kinda. You can't really read it. But that has to be the craziest hunt we've ever had. Maybe, you know, the 199, chasing that doe under our stand, that could rival it, but that was incredible. Gotta get a picture of him with the scale too, because that was, I think that's the heaviest deer we've ever shot. Add a little extra, you know, antler on there, maybe add a pound or two. That's insane. Now we're into black powder season, and the rut, can't imagine what's gonna happen next. Now, it feels like we've had plenty of chaos. We gotta max out the sheds there, by the way. We've had everything else going right, but the rut typically takes things to a whole new level. So, because we've absolutely had chasing and stuff in the dark, I don't take the UTV. We're gonna walk all the way. Best I can tell, the flashlight doesn't affect things. And the question is, which stand do we want to go in? That 205 never got anywhere near the opposite end. Maybe he would have. There's a shed right there, by the way. But it just makes me think, all the deer that we've really wanted to get close have been close to the stand that we've been hunting. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. I feel like I say this every hunt. We're gonna go hunt somewhere else. We're gonna hunt somewhere else. And then we hunt the same stand over and over again, but if it works, it works. For what it's worth, sheds laying everywhere now. We got our sheds maxed out. 5 is the maximum number. Oh, just kicked a doe up. Now that little run thing with her tail down, maybe they just run like that in the rut regardless, but they definitely do that when the bucks are pushing them. Gonna have to keep an eye on that. Let's slow walk the rest of the way on the off chance there's one here. And we've got deer hitting the plot already. Couple of does there. Don't see any bucks tailing them just yet. And I'll also say, I haven't heard a grunt yet. And it does seem like you can hear them from kind of far away. So something else to pay attention to will be the trail cameras. They have audio. So I may, since we don't see anything, cycle through those and see if we hear any. Oh, there's one. Cam 3. And also you notice it's not that just repetitive grunt, grunt, grunt. There is another. Cam 3. It looks like it's there by the creek. There's a doe, but the grunt sounds like it's off to the right. I mean, it's only going to be so useful to see it on camera. I think we've learned our lesson. Sit still. So we're not going to go try to chase it, but I would like to know, where do we have Cam 3 set up? That is just straight out that way, so we may well see him soon. There we go. There's a little antler. And I do mean a little. It's like a little 6-point, I think. No back there yet. That may explain, you know, the lack of chaos. We've only seen the one buck. I think it kind of goes back to what we talked about before, though, especially given our luck thus far. We get a decent chance at him, especially if we haven't seen anything else. We may go for it. But after that last hunt, you gotta, you know, take a second to think. Oh, that looked like some antler. That's a little better. That's like a 120-ish 8. I'd be real happy to get one like that as well. So it did look like he started to turn our way. Oh, yeah, forget that. That's a way better buck. Kind of like the one that we got the first day there. I think he's maybe on a doe. And best I can tell, you can't stop him with the grunt call when they're chasing the doe. I'm still gonna try. Let's hit it now. Because if he doesn't stop, he did not. We're gonna just try to kill him. He's gonna be on the move. Can we get that? Oh, no way. He got on that doe just in time. So we're going to have to see if she, drags him back around here. Tell you what, one thing we're learning today, a little bit of patience ain't a bad thing. Man, go figure, this buck's walking right back underneath us. And that would be everything we could ever ask for. Not for the fact that we saw that better buck earlier. What was that? That's a doe, but stuff's still on their feet. And from what we've seen in the rut, they typically do keep moving. Another doe. Just where did that big one get to? Well, he's making another round. I don't see a doe this time. Oh no, I do see a doe this time. Alright, if he follows that scent trail, we ought to get a good close range shot. Where is he at? That's the other buck. That's that, like, reddish coat buck. There's ours. I think we're going to want to shoot on the right side of the tree, maybe. He's got to be a little further than I would like. But I don't know how many more chances we're going to get. I guess we'll let him get as close as he possibly will. That's a little closer. I like that. I think that's at least doable. Got a little closer yet. I didn't drop him if we hit him. Man, I swear, if that's how this one ends, and we just didn't get a hit. Oh no, he went down. We got him, okay. Man, I thought we were about to lose out on another one. Ah, man, 3 good bucks already. It is. I love this game. The stress of, like, are they going to come in? Are they going to come in range? Will the day run out beforehand? You never know, but there he lays right there. Another just absolute stud. I can't wait to see where we hit him. It's going to be in the other side, so we'll have to flip him around. Pretty decent look at the rack there. It's that 12-point rack again, but yeah, we sure saw it a lot today, and that was the best chance we were going to get, I think. And you gotta love dragging a good one out. I mean, much like real life, it's kind of tedious. Takes some time, but you get a good up-close look at, what we just spent the last, I don't know how long that was, 15 minutes, waiting on him to finally move in the way that we needed to. So we're going to do this, and then come up and around and try to flip him so we can see the impact. There we go. Where did we hit him? It was in that side. I can't even see it. There was good blood. Wherever the impact was, it's hidden. Maybe we can see it from the UTV. So, I don't even know if it shows the side. No, it doesn't show the side we want. Well, I guess that's going to remain a mystery, but wherever we hit him was good enough. And by the way, if we didn't kill him that time, I don't know, maybe he would have circled back, but we're really running out of time here. That may have been the only chance we were going to get. But with just 3 bucks, we've surpassed 500 inches of antler. That is borderline 200 pounds. 197 and 171, so he's the second biggest buck of the hunt by a whole 1 inch. About 12 pounds heavier than the first 170 we shot in archery season. This has been just absurd. I mean, the luck we've had thus far, hopefully it'll continue. I think we got a real good chance of filling that out going 6 for 6. If we can get one more muzzleloader buck, because you still got to get him decently close, I feel like, it's all but guaranteed. This 200 quest 3.0, by the way. Not only do we get our 200, this has been our best season ever. I mean, we have 546 inches of antler, 3 big buck harvests in 3 days. That's another pretty darn good buck. Is that a 200? Can we shoot that? We were about to try. And he just kind of went back the other way. What the heck is going on? That could be a 200. What's the wind doing? I think, did he look back at us? This could get real interesting. Wind is great if we're going to try to do this. What else do you do? He's kind of moving off. That's probably preferable. We're going to keep, scooting towards the stand. He's getting a little lighter, so I don't know. I imagine we could have shot it at any time, but especially now I'd feel better about it. This is about to get real interesting. He's going to cross that trail right there. It's a little further than I want to shoot, but he's kind of moving our way. If it wasn't first thing, I'd maybe consider it, but where are we even at? I'm kind of just following him. I'm just going to keep kind of trying to cut him off. Maybe this works. Maybe we can get him off the ground. Oh, okay, he's onto us. We know, like, branches and stuff are a problem. I don't want to try to force that shot through there. We got to do something else. Can we just... I feel like that should be fine. Man, I hope I'm right. Is that too far? It's a bit of a poke. I don't know. I think we're going to try it. I saw him take off out of there. He didn't drop. But did we hit him? Still go. Oh, he just went down, didn't he? Yes. No way. What the heck? What is going on? Dude. What? I don't even see a blood trail, but I know we got him. He just crashed right here. Look at that. There's the blood there coming in. This is nuts. Who knows? Maybe, I don't even know what, like, how big they can get. He looks enormous laying there. I know it's the same rack, but somehow at that angle, it almost looks even better. Nothing like dragging one from the far end of the map. It's gonna be a pretty good drag, but as I just talked about, you get a real good chance to look at the antlers. That this 200 rack is so cool. Like the bone white 10 point. I just got no words. This is nuts. I mean, what a visual. Dragging him out of there. Now, I don't know if I can get him to flip over really easily, but I saw something, and I want you guys to see it. I'm gonna have to find a place to get him flipped. Oh, that works. Look where we hit him. That's not where we were aiming. So, kind of got him hung up in this tree with a rub on it. I don't think individual deer make rubs in the game, considering they're there in scouting season, but it's a pretty cool opportunity to get a screenshot. We're almost back to the road. Man, I said still hunting could be effective. That is surely one way to do it. I guess I didn't quite get him close enough to the UTV, so we get to do a little more dragging. Take one last look at those antlers. I think we're probably going to be close enough now. And for the second time today, we've got a giant 10 point loaded in the back of the UTV. Who needs food plots? So buck number 4, I'm going to be curious on the weight again. He's in that area too. He's a 207. What the heck? We can't even get a PB for 5 minutes around here. 224 pounds, new biggest weight and score. Seriously, and we just shot him off the ground with the muzzleloader. And, you know, that looks more accurate. When we were dragging him, it looked like it was like in the back hip. That probably would be about right. We aimed a little high, and I think we needed to. That's unbelievable. We might, I'm going to jinx it, but I'm going to go ahead and say it. We might hit 1,000 inches of antler in one seat. Like, is not that inconceivable based on where we're at. We're going to have the 30-06. We're going to go back to evening hunts. We already have 753, like a 120 and a 130 even does it. Let's see what comes out to our food plot now. There's a buck standing right there, right in front of our stand. Not a very big one. Little forkhorn and a doe behind him. He knows we're here. When they do that thing where they take like half a step then look back at you, they definitely know you're there. I don't know if we can. We only need like a few steps. You can get into the stand from pretty far away. I wonder. I bumped him out of there. At this stage, I'd almost sacrifice, you know, going 6 for 6 on the off chance we could get 1,000 inches of antler. But, you know, hate to spook a buck right away. There's something. Looking like 2 does. That was a buck that just stood up out of the plot. Oh man, that, like, there could be potential with that one. He's probably around 100, so we'd need a good one on the final day, but there's at least a chance there. Let's just kind of leave that there for now, because we're ready to start here. Oh my goodness, there's a good buck that just walked out right beside us. What the heck? It's that big 12-point rack again. We know branches and stuff will stop a shot, so I want him to step out past that little sapling just in case. I don't know where he came from. I'm watching that little buck out there. Turn around and he's right there. There's a doe coming in. That's what we need. See if he'll just stop. Perfect. Okay, he's heading for the fence. Oh, gonna drop right there. We were just about to launch another round to the back of the head or something to make sure he went down. We've never lost a deer to going over the fence, but you absolutely can. I've seen that in the community, like on the Steam forums and stuff. That would have been a massive shame. What a way to lose what we've got going here. But he's down right in front of what was meant to be our rifle stand. I'm glad I didn't go over there. Like, he had to be bedded right back here. We're still right at the start of the hunt. We've had, I think, 3 big bucks in a hunt, or a season rather, once. This is 5. And there's a day left. A little back on that shot, I guess. That's the second time I feel like the shot's a little to the right of where we were aiming, or maybe it just shows that way. Oh, I'm slow walking. I was wondering what was going on. And I want you guys to take a second and think just how different this entire season might be if we shot that forkhorn and that 200 wasn't standing behind him, or never did come back through and give us a bow shot at like 5 yards. Who knows where everything would have went, and instead we're just... This is ridiculous. I mean, we're going to be at about 900, probably a little over. It won't take much to go over 1,000. Who knows? We might be aiming for like 1,100 or something. Now, I will say, I feel like that last update that added like the running behavior and the 200-inch deer, the other like racks of the game, I feel like it's made it so you see more big bucks. Maybe I'm crazy. I don't know, but the pure amount we've seen today makes you think about it. That is buck number 5. He's 200 pounds. 210 and a 171? I don't know where plaque number 6 goes. We've never gotten to that point. I feel like we should at least accomplish that. I mean, this is unreal. We've had 3 bucks over 200 pounds. We've had 4 over 170. No, 5, right? 5. And we got 1 hunt to go. Let's see where it leads us. Oh. Okay. The second we move, if we get out of this thing, we're going to bump him. That's a shooter right there. That's another 12 point. If we just get out. I took off. Can we get him? Maybe? I don't know if that hit. I think he got away. I want to make sure that we didn't get him. I don't see him still going. Man, I don't know what's gonna happen now. We have never shot a gun, let the deer get away, and then field a tag afterwards. Like, I've just never seen a deer after that. There haven't been too many occasions where that's happened. But he just perfectly got behind that tree. There wasn't a whole lot we could do. We're way away from the food plot, so oh, he's dead. Right? We got him! Dude, this is if he's 176, we have 1,100 inches. We had 924. What is actually going on? I have no idea where we hit him. And maybe... Oh, we hit him not good based on that. Oh my goodness. And the crazy thing, we've had 2 racks. We didn't have like the big, kind of like reddish antler 10 point. We didn't have the wide 9 that got fixed with this update. There was that buck that had like the reddish coat. That looked like a 130-ish. Didn't end up killing him because that other one that looked like this came through. I mean, this has been just simply the wildest season we'll ever have. And how do you top this? Probably you don't. To be perfectly honest, I definitely think, like, messing with other maps now, I did manage to get some deer to show up on a map that I made myself. But it wasn't consistent enough. I want to mess with that a little bit more and really try to learn the map builder. But we've mastered PSR Pines, I think. And some of the, like, we've killed deer with a bow. We've actually killed 7 deer today because there was that forky. We've killed them with a bow from the stand. We've killed them with a muzzleloader from the stand and on the ground. We've killed them with a rifle from the stand and on the ground. This has had the most variety ever. And they're all giants. 6 for 6 bucks? How about 6 for 6, 170 plus? These can be 160, but the way things are going, wouldn't shock me if he's 170. And, like, you know, we've had so many scenarios where we go 5 for 6. It's been 4 or 5 videos in a row where that's happened. And it's always, you know, a buck gets away in some generally silly fashion. And we're killing some, like, forkies and 120s. Today has just been stud after stud. I guess we're too far away, so we gotta take the UTV a tiny bit further. Why don't we... I think this could be a cool screenshot. Never did this. But with him in the back of the buggy as we pull up here, all the shed's there. We'll get that. We'll hang him on here. I don't want that to like glitch out because we're underneath it, so we'll back up. Now we'll hang him on here. That's a 200-pounder. Oh, he's 170, 206 pounds. So we did 6 for 6, 170-inch deer, which is wild. 2 of them being over 200, a 205 and a 207. Gonna get like a nice close screenshot of that entire thing. Also, don't want that ammo thing covering it. I think that looks good. And I believe that brings us to 1,094 inches of antler in 6 days. If you count the forkhorn we killed, we're over 1,100. I don't think you should count it. I wish we had been a little more patient and never shot him, but it turned into the wildest thing. I mean, that is absolutely amazing. 170, 205, 171, 207, 171, 170. 2 with the compound, 2 with the muzzleloader, 2 with the 30-06. Unreal. Is there a rating higher than outstanding for the eval? Because we probably ought to have 1,094 inches of antler. I need a screenshot of that for forever. 6 big buck harvests. You'd need to go over 1,000. 6 deer in general. 3.8 acre plot. That place on PSR Pines is just amazing. That was crazy. I mean, straight up insane. All the different ways that we got those bucks, whether it was hitting that forky first, whether it was stalking that 207 on the ground, whether it was driving up on that one on the last day. Craziness. And like I said, definitely, we got to branch out other maps, mess with other stuff, because, I mean, I guess on some level we need a bit more of a challenge. Not that I'm complaining about finding big bucks everywhere. That was a blast, but we'll definitely have to do something different going forward. Anyway, that's going to do it for this video. As always, thank you guys for watching. Thanks for coming along for the craziest season I ever could have imagined here in deer hunting camp. And I'll see you next time.